Hey Retro fans, just a quick update before we actually start the video. You'll see at one of the points that I mentioned that we're now recording in 1080p, 60 frames a second and all that kind of stuff. Well, I did actually record it in 1080p, but when I tried to upload the file to YouTube it was just crashing out. I've been trying for 4 days now to upload it. I don't know if the file's too big or what's going on. My fibre and all that kept dropping out, it was just a nightmare. So I've re-rendered it, including this intro. Just back to the normal 720p, so it'll be just what you're used to again. So yeah, so ignore me in the future when I tell you that we're in 1080p, because we're not. It's 1080p downscaled to 720p, if that makes sense. Anyway, on with the show. Hey Retro fans, welcome to another episode of Retro Gaming Memories. This is the first episode from the new location. We're in the new games room and we're getting there. If you've seen my last video or two, you'll know that I've recently moved house. So we've been here about 6 weeks now, so there's been a bit of a delay in doing YouTube videos and things, primarily because I've been building furniture. I'm just trying to get the place set up and things like that. So yeah, but I'm trying to get back into it, and the games room is starting to come together. It's been in a state of flux as I've been trying to unbox things and get things organised and suss out where things are going and all that kind of stuff. So, and I can't find anything. I go to play a game or whatever and I can't find controllers or power leads and all that kind of stuff. So it's the joys of moving house, but at the same time I'm loving the new games room. We've still got the same kind of L-shaped setup that I had in the last place, although it's a bit cosier than it was before, but I quite like that. There's not as much stuff in here as there was in the old games room. If you've seen any of my old video tours, I had my Mac and my arcade cabinet and a couple of tellies and all sorts of things, which was fine, but this is a bit more condensed, and I will be doing a room tour when it's 100% done. I would say I'm about 75% done at the moment. I just put some of my artwork back up on the walls today, so we're getting there, but I want to hold off doing a proper tour until such times as it's complete. So yeah, so we are getting there, and like I say, I'm loving it. I'm just trying to get back into the mindset of playing games, which sounds really weird, but if anybody's moved house fairly recently, they'll know that the run up to moving house is just crazy, because you're involved with lawyers and mortgages and all sorts of stuff and packing up and all that crazy. And then you actually move house and the moving day is just nuts, and then you spend the next, 6-12 weeks, organising stuff and emptying boxes and trying to get your house back into the kind of order that it was. So it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of settle back down to the point where there's really nothing to do in the house apart from come home and chill out. And I don't mind that. It's all part of the fun of buying a house and kind of making it yours again and getting things set up properly. But yeah, so there's just a little bit of kind of it's a little bit more organic than it used to be, where I had a lot of time to make videos and stuff. So there has been a bit of a gap in making videos, but hopefully we'll get back onto it a little bit more as I get my mojo back and get back into the kind of the swing of things and getting things going. So yeah, so that's what's been happening with me. Like I say, you'll see that it's a new perspective on things. We're in one corner of the games room. The games room itself isn't huge, but it's a nice size of room, considering it's primarily just going to be me that's in it. I'm very, very lucky to have a games room this size at all, and to be able to have these things. So it's pretty cool to have this all set up, and I've totally lost the track of what the hell I was slaving about. Oh yes, the new perspective. So yeah, it's a bit of a new perspective on things. as you know, this is all totally unscripted. I'm making this up as I go along, so if I do lose track of thought, just bear with me. I'll probably get back to it in the end. But yeah, bit of a new perspective. I've also started, and I don't know how this will work out. We'll see. We'll give it a go. My previous videos were all filmed in 720p, but I have flipped the camera around, so I'm staring at a blank camera. Normally I can see what I'm doing. I do cunningly have the remote on my watch, so I can kind of see what's going on. But yeah, so, and I've also upped the film quality. So we're recording at 1080p, 60 frames a second. So you're getting to see my hairy mug in HD, which is pretty scary, but we'll see how it works out. We'll give it a go. What else has been happening? Oh yeah, the place that I live now, Straven in South Lanarkshire, I've actually started up a retro gamers group. So I started it last month, and we had one guy come along, which was great just to see a bit of support. It was very short notice that I basically created the group and put an invite out to meet up within a space of like 3 days, so obviously it's far too short notice for most people. But we've got another meet coming up at the end of the month, on the 29th, so there seems to be a bit more interest in that, so hopefully we'll get a few more folks to come along, just to initially talk about video games and stuff like that, and memories and things. And if there's enough people with actual hardware and there's enough interest for it, then we could maybe start a bit of a club, you know, where we can actually play these games together, and proper old school multiplayer gaming where you sit next to the person and you can jostle with them and all that kind of stuff. So so I've been doing that as well, just as a kind of trying to keep things ticking over, and you know, keep the retro gaming love going, because you do fall away from it a little bit when you move house. It's just, or when you've got anything busy going on in your life, work or whatever, and you know, I'm desperate to get back to it. So so yeah, so I mean, I've been playing quite a lot of PlayStation 3, primarily because it was the only system I actually had set up. I got a few new games off the guys at the Attic Bug, sealed PlayStation 3 games, which is pretty nice. So I got Dead or Alive 5, Crisis 3, and XCOM Enemy something, the Enemy Within. So yeah, so I've been giving those a go. Crisis 3 is brilliant fun. I'm really enjoying that. If you've never played it, you've got like this nano suit thing, and you can become invisible, and you've got bows and arrows and all sorts of things. It's a first person shooter, but it's fantastic. I've got Crisis 2 on the Xbox 360, but Crisis 3 is great fun, just kind of hiding and taking folk out with a bow and arrow and things like that. It's pretty cool. So I've been enjoying that. But I was getting a bit of a vibe, and I don't know if any of you guys will be like this, where you get an urge to play either a particular game or a particular system. And what I was finding is, basically when I put my games kind of back up and put them in some semblance of order, being the nerd that I am, I catalogued them all, because I lost track of, I sold some stuff off just before I moved house, and I kind of lost track of what I had and what I didn't have. So I thought, right, I'm going to just start from scratch again and re-catalogue these. So I did. So I went through and kind of, you know, I've just got a number spreadsheet on my iPad, where just a list broken down by system of the games that I have. So I was cataloguing them all up, and when you're going through them all, I was like, oh, it's a great game, I want to go back and play that, and I should go back and play this game and whatever else. But I really got the urge when I was going through them to play the Wii, which is just weird, because it's not weird, but it's a great system. The Wii, it's really strange, because the Wii was a fantastic system that the support really kind of died off for it, where sort of hardcore gamers said, you know, the Wii's not really powerful enough, because it came out the sort of PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era, and it still had sort of PlayStation 2 era graphics. and that put a lot of sort of hardcore gamers off, which was a real shame because I think they totally missed out on a fantastic system. So I still have my original Wii. Here it is. This is the Wii that I bought. I think it was the week after it came out because they were sold out everywhere. And yeah, so I managed to get this from Game. I'm sure it was about a week after they came out. Because I had been watching the kind of pre-release videos for the Wii. I was never really a Nintendo. To give you a bit of history, I was never really a Nintendo guy. I was a well, sorry, Atari, Amstrad, then Sega kind of guy. I was more Sega than Nintendo. I had my Mega Drive, and I don't know if you can see them on camera, but there's all my Mega Drive games are down here. But I had a Mega Drive, so I was definitely a Sega over a Nintendo guy. Never had an N64 back in the day, or a SNES, or anything like that. The first Nintendo console that I had was the GameCube, and my wife bought me it, and it's because of Rogue Leader. Rogue Leader? I can never remember what it's called. Basically, it was Rogue Squadron 2. I had Rogue Squadron on the PC, the Windows 95 PC, my god. But Rogue Squadron 2 came out on the GameCube, and it looked astounding. It just looked amazing. And anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I just thought this looks amazing. So my wife actually surprised me and bought me a GameCube for my Christmas. And it was great. It came with Mario Kart Double Dash and the Zelda promotional disc, and she got me Rogue Squadron. It was Rogue Squadron 2. I'm sure, is it Rogue Leader? I can never remember between that and 2 and 3. Anyway, you know the one I'm talking about. So I loved the GameCube for, that was my kind of introduction into Mario Kart. I'd never played Mario Kart before the GameCube, like Luigi's Mansion and things like that. The poor thing about the GameCube was there wasn't a kind of really standout Mario title. There was Super Mario Sunshine, but there wasn't the kind of 2D platformy Super Mario Brothers type game for it. I don't know why they didn't do that. But yeah, anyway, that's a kind of side note. That was my kind of first foray into Nintendo gaming, and I still saw it, if I'm honest, apart from the Star Wars games, I still saw it as a slightly poor relation to like the PS2 and the Xbox and things like that. Just because there wasn't a huge. The first party titles were amazing. If you've grown up with Nintendo, I can see why people totally love it, because the first party titles are fantastic. But the third party support, excuse me, the third party support just wasn't there for it. You get things like Die Hard Vendetta and things. Die Hard Vendetta, which is good fun, but you can see that the graphics are slightly lacking. And I'm not a total graphics fanboy. I would rather have a game that didn't look brilliant but played really well than a game that looked photorealistic and played like a sack of shite. So I'm definitely not a graphics snob. But yeah, so the GameCube kind of was a mixed bag for me. It wasn't a standout blow-away console as much as I really enjoyed it, and I still have a stack of GameCube games and I still play it. But when they announced the Wii, I remember seeing the announcement video, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And I basically used to frequent IGN and watch all the kind of videos as they were, the teaser trailers and things as they were coming up. And there was a game in particular that I thought this looks really good. I'm really excited. And it's very rare for a system to kind of hook me in and think, right, build the hype. Because I don't do the hype machine. I don't really kind of like most of the kind of games that they tend to hype. But this particular game, when I saw the videos for that, I was like, oh, now this looks interesting. And that game was Red Steel. Now, when I saw the trailers for this, I thought, right, wait a minute, this is looking good. Because the thing that really sold me on the idea of the Wii was the motion controls. Because being an arcade gamer, I'm going to put the Wii to the side because you know what the Wii looks like, and mine is still in great condition. I love the GameCube port. Yeah, I haven't hacked this, it's still all original. But yeah. Anyway, I'll put it there for safekeeping in case I drop it. Yeah, the red steel. When I saw that, the thing about the games that I really liked is I had come from an arcade sort of background. You know, although I had consoles and things, I loved the arcade, and the thing I loved about the arcade was the control schemes that you had. You know, consoles and things were great. You had your control pad, or you had your joystick and things like that, keys, whatever. But the thing I loved about the arcade was the input, the sort of tangible connection between you and the game. Now, whether it was a steering wheel or a light gun or punch pads or whatever it was, but there, you know, apart from the standard joystick and buttons, which I loved, there were some games which were really kind of interactive, and like Operation Wolf's one of my favourite games of all time, and it's the fact that the Uzi gun, the fact that you used an Uzi to shoot the screen was great, but it had a chain inside it on a motor which made the gun rattle as you shot it, and I just loved that kind of feedback thing. So when I saw that was coming with the Wii, I thought, now wait a minute, this is a nice hybrid of the types of games that I like, plus the controls, you know, unique controls. So when I saw Red Steel coming, I thought, right, it's a first-person shooter, fantastic. I love my first-person shooters, and as much as I liked them on consoles with control pads, you never quite got the control that you wanted. And seeing the Wii, the Wiimote, basically using it like a mouse or a light gun, and I thought, right, this is going to be really good. You know, it's going to give you really good, accurate control. It'll be fast and responsive, and that floated my boat. So I remember watching the videos for it and seeing the kind of sword maneuvers and things like that. And I remember when I actually got the game, thinking, right, okay, they've hyped this up a bit. You know, the sword controls aren't as responsive as they show on the game. That wouldn't really come until they got the Wii Motion Plus controller, or the add-on for the bottom of it. And Red Steel 2 kind of had a bit more of that. But do you know what? It worked. For me, it worked. And I think Red Steel got mixed reviews, but I really enjoyed it, and I still play it to this day. I haven't completed it yet, but I still really enjoy playing it. But that sense of control and things, and the clever things that they did with the Wiimote, where the speaker and things, you know, you could use it like a phone and all that kind of crazy nonsense, and you would have input coming from the speaker and things, and I just liked all that kind of clever stuff. I know there were a lot of games where they just tacked on motion controls for the sake of it, and it didn't really work, but I have to say, all the games that I've got, and I've got quite a few which you'll see on screen now, I'll put them up on screen. You'll see them, and you know, most of those have got great controls on them. You know, the variety of controls and control schemes are just, they're great. And like I say, there's stuff where things are tacked on, but it's kind of few and far between. It tended to be kind of licenses and games that were ported over that the motion controls were tacked on a little bit. Things like Prince of Persia and stuff like that. You know, that just worked as a straight game. You didn't need kind of motion controls tacked onto it, but it's fine for what that is. But yeah, but I loved the all the different kind of things you could get. The steering wheel kind of thing for Mario Kart and all that kind of thing. The zapper, which, you know, basically turns it into like a light gun feel, and Medal of Honor and all that kind of stuff supported the zapper, which gave it a nice kind of arcadey feel, but still really controlled, really responsive. The Wii balance board, you know, using type for things like the snowboarding games and all that kind of stuff, just gave you that little extra edge, and right down to daft things like I've got a snooker cue. I think it's called WSC09 Reel or something like that, and it's basically just a snooker game, but you get this kind of 3-part snooker cue that your Wiimote sits in, and when you're doing the actual kind of snooker controls and stuff like that, it's quite clever. It's just a nice little mechanic, and it works quite well. But again, it's you know, using a cursor to move things about for a snooker game, and kind of tweaking things and all that, and then pressing a button to set power. It's all right, but being able to do it with a snooker cue is pretty cool. It's just an extra little level. And for me, a lot of these controls, you could forgive if the graphics weren't brilliant. You could forgive it if the motion controls kind of work nicely. But yeah, so put Red Steel down to the side. Do you know another game, when I was watching these pre-release videos and things, the other game that I ended up in, and I got Red Steel and this Excite Truck. I got that at the same time. That was the two games I got, as well as the Wii Sports, obviously, which was fantastic. But Excite Truck, I was aware of like Excite Bike and things like that, and I presume Excite Truck is a kind of follow-on from that kind of franchise. But Excite Truck looked brilliant, and there were a lot of good things about it. It was a fun racing game, because as much as I quite like my simulations, I like just to have a bit of fun and just be silly. So the fact that you could turbo boost over things and do stunts using the controller, you know, to steer, which I thought was really good, holding it like a NES pad and using it to steer like that, but being able to do stunts and the terrain kind of altering as you're driving through, all that kind of stuff was pretty cool. I really liked that. And you could put your own MP3 soundtrack on it, which the Xbox had done. You could rip CDs to the Xbox, obviously, and have your own soundtracks. But that was kind of, it was sold as a big thing. It was sold as like this media centre, but nobody really did it. But the Wii, although having said that, the Wii, I think Excite Truck was about the only game you could actually do it with to add your own soundtracks in. But it was a nice thing to have, because some of the stuff I listen to, like the rock stuff like Joe Satriani and things, cranking round a track to Joe Satriani and fast-paced rock guitar stuff is just brilliant. So Excite Truck was fantastic, and I still love playing it today. And it's a game that, again, I haven't completed yet. But yeah, I mean, the Wii for me, I just love the whole thing. Still gives me the feels, because it was one of the first consoles that I'd been really hyped up about, and I remember going to buy it and, you know, getting the games home, and everybody in the family having a go. You know, even my wife, who didn't play games, loved playing the Wii bowling, and it was great fun to have everybody around. And we actually had people, when people came round that had never played the Wii before, we would end up having Wii parties, and they were all playing the bowling and the boxing games and all that kind of stuff. So I loved all that kind of stuff. I had my mate round, well, it was a couple of months ago now, but we played a round of golf, the Tiger Woods 11 on it. You know, you can put it into sort of realistic mode where you have to do a proper swing and things like that, and I just love all that kind of stuff, you know, harking back to, like I said earlier, about the arcade controls and stuff. I just love that kind of sort of tangible connection to a game. You know, like I say, playing things with the control pad, playing Tiger Woods or whatever the golfing game's called now, because I know they lost the license for Tiger Woods after he was a silly boy and chucked everything away by being stupid. Anyway, yeah, I don't actually know what the hell it's called now, but the golf game anyway. But being able to play that like swinging a golf club is just fantastic fun. Anyway, I'm rambling a lot of nonsense here. I basically just wanted to do a quick update video and to talk about the Wii, because I've been playing it quite a lot. I really sat last night and I played it for about 3 hours. I just jumped through. I had a game of Heat Seeker. What else did I play? Call of Duty World at War. God, I can't even remember, but I played pinball. Pinball's good on the Wii as well. But yeah, I just kind of jumped through and played a few of these different games, but just had a night and showed the Wii some love. And if you have a Wii that's underappreciated and sat in the corner, go and give it a hug and plug it up and play some Super Mario Galaxy for a while or something, and just remind yourself how much fun playing the Wii actually is. But yeah, anyway, I am going to stop talking now. I hope you've enjoyed my little kind of ramble about the Wii. Let me know if you love the Wii or if you hate it. What are your favourite games? What do you wish came out on it? That's one thing actually, just before I go. The amount of light gun games that's on the Wii was fantastic. And I've got a few of them. I'll pop them up on screen now. But yeah, the amount of light gun games was fantastic. And I only found out later on, like Ghost Squad is fantastic, but I only found out later on that they were going to port Virtua Cop 3 to the Wii, and that would have been fantastic. It didn't get ported to anything else. There is an unofficial port on the Xbox if you can chuck extra RAM into it. But yeah, they were going to do a port for Virtua Cop 3 on the Wii, and that would have been brilliant because obviously the system plays like a light gun thing, and but I think some companies missed a trick, and I know Namco and things supported the PS2, but I think if they had thought about it, they could have had like the Time Crisis trilogy on Wii, you know, a special edition pack, or Virtua Cop 1 and 2 Elite Edition was released on the PlayStation 2. They could have ported that over, because these games would have been fantastic on the Wii, and it's a real shame that they didn't, because as much as they are fun on the PlayStation 2, you know, to have that native support without having to buy a light gun or anything, yeah, it's just a real shame. I think they missed a trick. But like I say, there are still some great light gun games out there. It's a real shame they didn't get around to porting these last games, or even porting over the Time Crisis games. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop talking now. Shut up, Dave. We've had enough. So yeah, let me know in the comments or video responses, whatever you want. Carrier pigeons, smoke signals, post-it notes. Just let me know what kind of games you liked on the Wii, or if you like the Wii, if you love it, or if you hate it. Just give me your feedback on the Wii. Let me know what you think. Yeah, and as usual, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Let's try and get some more subscribers up. I think it was just over the 200 mark last time I checked, so let's get some more subscribers going. I'm going to do a little competition within the next couple of videos where you can win some stuff, but I need to think about how I want to do it first. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.